Okay, everyone, continuing on in Module 2620123 and NCCR 11th edition of electricity. This is alternating current, section 4.00, transformers. Transformers transfer electrical energy by electromagnetic induction. The basic components of a transformer are the primary winding, the secondary winding, and the core. The primary winding is connected to an AC voltage source. The expanding and contracting magnetic field around the primary winding induces alternating voltage into the secondary winding. Commonly used core materials include air, soft iron, and steel. Some power loss occurs through eddy currents, which are induced into and circulate around the core. Laminating the core reduces power loss through eddy currents. The primary winding is connected to the power source. The secondary winding is connected to the load. The winding wire is coated with an insulating varnish. In some high voltage applications, both sets of windings are wrapped with an insulating material. Transformers' operating characteristics are determined by the applied voltage and winding design. Exciting current is the small amount of current present in the primary winding when a transformer is energized with no load. The secondary voltage of a simple transformer may be either in phase or out of phase with the primary voltage. Phase indicating dots are used to indicate points on a transformer schematic symbol that have the same instantaneous polarity. The turns ratio is the number of turns in the primary winding divided by the number of turns in the secondary winding. To find the voltage induced in the secondary winding, use this formula, where EP is the voltage applied to the primary, NS is the number of turns in the secondary, ES is the voltage induced in the secondary, and NP is the number of turns in the primary. The primary and secondary coils of a transformer can be tapped to produce multiple input and output voltages. A center tap transformer can be used to convert AC input into a DC output. Isolation transformers are wound so that their primary and secondary voltages are equal. Isolation transformers use to isolate a piece of equipment from a power distribution system. Isolation transformers can be used to protect workers from electrical contact with equipment chassis that have been wired into a circuit. Auto transformers use a single coil of wire that functions as both the primary and secondary winding. Auto transformers rely on self-inductance to induce their secondary voltage, and auto transformers are commonly used with variable AC voltage supplies and in fluorescent light ballast. In current transformers, the primary conductor to the load and the secondary conductor is the coil wrapped around the wire to the load. Current transformers are connected in series and used to power current sensing meters and relays. The primary of a potential transformer is connected across or in parallel where the voltage should be measured. Potential transformers are used to power voltage sensing meters and relays. There are no trade terms for this section and some review questions for this section. Says which of the following statements regarding transformer cores is correct? Air core transformers are only used when the voltage source has a frequency below 20 kilohertz. An iron core transformer provides better power transfer than an air core transformer. Laminated sheets of steel used to increase eddy currents? No. The most efficient transformers have the fewest laminations. I'm going to go with B. An iron core transformer provides better power transfer than an air core. On a transformer schematic, dots are used to indicate switches, polarity, number of turns, or the core type. Polarity. A transformer has 200 turns in the primary winding, 100 turns in the secondary winding, and 120 volts applied to the primary winding. The voltage across the secondary winding is, and we will do these calculations in class on the board, 60 volts AC. A voltage sensing relay is likely to be powered by an isolation transformer, a potential transformer, an auto transformer, or a current transformer. Let's say a potential transformer. All right, everybody, that's it for that module. The next will be reviewing for the test coming up. We'll do that in class, and I'll see you there.